I'm Grace Torie, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Grace Torie, and I'm back with a whole new podcast episode. Ooh, did we like the snap? Do we leave the snap? Do we stop doing that? I don't know. That was weird. That was like random. If you're watching, yes, my hair is wet. Obviously, I just got out of the shower, feeling fresh, having a good time. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. This is already off to an interesting start. I'm so hungry. I've just been snacking lately because I've been so busy. So after this, we're probably gonna go to a taco truck, and then I'm gonna go pick up some stuff from Target, like the drive up option. Oh, it's gonna be such a good night. Obviously, I'm gonna edit this and get it up, but I'm so excited. But hi guys, hello, it's your girl. I just said that. And today we are talking about how to still be that girl and reach your goals when life gets in the way. Yes, it is time. So, as you guys know, I've kind of been a little under the weather, kind of taking a rest, a break, if you will, from existing lately. I've just been really stressed out and just not really sure what I want to do with my life, so I've kind of been like trying to chill a little bit, hang out in the background until I figure it out, be less of a main character, if you know what I mean. But I still want to do this episode because I'm at that point now where I'm like, okay, you've rested, time to get back up, get your life together and do it. I've been like cleaning the heck out of my house. I had an allergic reaction from work, so I had to go home and I rested for a little bit, but I was like, I don't know what made me have that allergic reaction. It could have been something in the house. So then I was like, I need to clean, and I've already had way too much caffeine to rest anyway. So I just cleaned, and I'm going to clean some more with my stuff from Target that I'm getting. But I'm going on a tangent just to say that I'm stepping back into that girl lifestyle and getting back towards the version of myself that works really hard towards her goals, and I'm just really excited. That's what this bi-weekly episode, is it semi or bi? I still don't know the difference, but that's what this episode is about. Yeah, have you ever girl bossed too close to the sun? That's where I'm at right now. And that's all I gotta say about that. I don't think I really have any life updates going on other than just like trying to figure it all out, clean, eat good, get back on the grind, figure out financially what the heck I'm doing and get back on track and get ready for Eras Tour. Yeehaw. I know I say this all the time, but I'm still working on a lot of things behind the scenes that I can't tell you about yet, but you will know when I release it. You'll be the first to know when it goes live, so that's exciting. Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry. I know I'm getting so sidetracked, but thank you so much. We hit our goal on Apple Podcasts for our followers, so I'm so excited. That literally made my entire day when I saw it yesterday morning, so thank you so much everyone who has followed or supported me on any platform, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you are. I truly appreciate it, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, and you are making my dreams come true, as well as joining a community of women who all are working hard to become the best version of ourselves. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to see us continue to grow, and it was just a really good, validating feeling. So yeah, with that being said, don't forget to follow on everything, leave a rating or review, all that good stuff, and share the podcast with someone who you think would enjoy it. So yeah, let's jump on in. So like I mentioned, today we are going to be talking about how to be, quote-unquote, that girl, aka the version of you who's working towards her goals when life gets in the way. So I just made some bullet points in my notes that we're just going to run through. They may not run together. They may just be a lot of jumping around, but they're all obviously beneficial and pertain to the topic as a whole. So the first one I want to talk about is a saying that has been going through my head a lot lately as I've been really overwhelmed with life, and it's really gotten in the way of my own personal things I'm working towards, and that's that there's always going to be grass that isn't watered. So you know that saying, and it's like what you reap is what you sow, where you water is where things are going to bloom. I made that one up, but that's like the gist of it. Like if you water grass, it's going to grow, and the grass you don't water is not going to grow. Basically saying the things that you give attention to are going to produce results, obviously. But a thing for me is that I always think to myself, when I don't want to work on something is like, if I don't water it, it's not going to grow. And I tend to stress myself out because I have so many different things that I want to do, like whether that's my relationship, whether that's my family, whether that's my career, whether that's the podcast, my house being clean. No matter what the situation is, obviously there's so many different things on my to-do list at any given time, and it's all things that I could give my attention to and water, so to speak. So one thing I've really had to tell myself, especially recently, is that there's always going to be grass that isn't being watered, and you just can't do it all. You need to prioritize. It's okay if you don't do everything every single day and check off something from every single category of your life and water every single area every day. You're going to be okay. There's always going to be grass that isn't watered. There's always something else to do. There's always something else that you can divert your attention to. I don't know if that's really comforting or overwhelming, but for me it was overwhelming at first, but now it's comforting because it's like, I'm never going to finish the to-do list, so if I leave something for tomorrow, that's okay. Like, there's always going to be something else to do. It's okay if it doesn't all get done right now. The next bullet point is, because you can't do it all, you always have to start with finding your why. So kind of pivoting a little bit, other than the comfort aspect, it's really important to prioritize. Now that you kind of realize you can't do it all, you need to prioritize. And what is going to help you prioritize is finding your why. I talked about this a lot in my earlier episodes. I'm not sure how recently I brought it up, but you have to find your why behind your priorities. For example, if my why behind my podcast was just to gain a following, that's probably not a great why. Like, that's not going to sustain very long, because when things get hard, I'm gonna be like, it's just like gaining a following. Whereas if my why is like, I want to gain a community of women that I feel a part of, that I feel I relate to, that also can feel like they have someone and we're not alone, and it becomes this more complex thing that I am not only more loyal to, but it's more important in the grand scheme of things. Like, if my priority to work out is just because I'm trying to think of a bad quote-unquote reason to work out. Say my reason to work out is because I just want to look cool. If that reason of, oh, I want to look cool is ranked against my reason for podcasting with like my big why of why I want to make women feel valued and heard and things like that, then my podcast reason is going to be ranked higher than, oh, I want to look cool. Does that make sense? You're basically finding your why for why you want to do every aspect and then ranking them against each other to prioritize. So in addition to that, like knowing how to prioritize, it also keeps you going when things seem hard and you want to give up. So that's why you need a why. So once you figure this out and you kind of decide whether it is important enough to pursue or not, if you do want to pursue it, the first thing to do is plan for it. You can just dive in, but I'm more of a planner myself, so I'm going to say that before I do this, I need to make a plan. And this is how you do it. You need to start small. Don't just like overwhelm yourself and say, tomorrow I'm going to be a new person, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to do this at work, I'm going to start a side hustle, I'm going to go on this many dates, and just like try and be a whole new person. That is not what we're doing here. We're going to start small. So make a daily schedule. Add a few things in today, and once you feel comfortable with that, you can add more. So for me, that's, oh, after I cook, I'm going to start doing the dishes immediately. That's really small. That's not a huge thing. But when I'm overwhelmed already, small things are what's going to make it seem realistic, and it's setting me up for success because I want to cook more to eat healthier, and I can't do that if I don't have clean dishes and the kitchen is a mess. I hate cooking when the kitchen is messy. I need like the aesthetic. So that's just a small example that you can add to your routine, and do it when you feel comfortable. Like, genuinely, don't try to rush into it. Genuinely, when you feel comfortable is when you add more things. So for you, it could be you do it 2 days and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this now in addition to that. Or it could be 2 weeks and you're like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this now. Do it at your own pace. But don't ever get stagnant and don't ever get too comfortable. You want to be adding things as soon as you feel like you're ready for it. So another thing that I want to mention, I kind of touched on this already, but I do want to say it in big, bold letters. Change is not going to happen overnight. Take it slow. All good things come with time. You are probably not going to be your vision board tomorrow. As much as I hate that, because I want that and I hate being patient and I just want it to come to fruition, it takes time. You have to just trust that everything's happening at the right time and put in the work, and it will come. Things will come. It's okay to take it slow. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to take it slow. It's okay to go faster, but do what is more comfortable for you and don't feel like you're on anybody else's timeline but your own. So kind of pivoting a little bit, this is my advice when it comes to prioritizing. This is from experience. Honestly, like, if this is the only thing you take from this episode, this is the only thing you take, but it's the most important thing hands down. That is that in order to do well in life, you have to show up for yourself first. So if you are not taking care of yourself, nothing else in your life is going to come together. And I don't know why it works that way, but it does. So you need to show up for yourself first. The very first thing you need to do when you are trying to become a better version of yourself or incorporate more goals is make sure that you are good. It's just, I don't know why it works like that. For me, I'm really focusing on my mental and physical health right now. When am I not? But those are the two most important things to me at the moment. And once I feel like I'm good there, I'll move on to other things. And I'm not saying that you have to be perfect before you move on to other things. That is not the case at all. You will never be perfect. So it's just something to work towards. But if you don't feel like you are at a level where you are happy or comfortable with yourself, then you need to start with yourself. And once you feel like you are happy with where you're at, that's when you start adding more things. Like I said, it's okay not to be perfect. When you are doing this, if you need to skip a day or not do something momentarily, take a break, take a breather, it's fine. Just don't let it take you out forever. You are working towards a goal. Goals take time, totally understandable, but you're not out forever. This is momentarily, a moment in time. It's okay to rest. It's not okay to quit. So how are you going to set yourself up for success aside from planning and prioritizing? You are going to surround yourself with like-minded people who get excited for the same things you do and hype you up. This means they may not necessarily have the same goals as you, but they understand why you have those goals and they are just as excited for you to hit them as you are. They are supporting you. They are helping you establish good habits. They're not hurting those habits. They're not taking you away. They're not taking away from anything going on. They're just adding to it. So I know this can be hard as an adult because you have to go out of your comfort zone to make friends, but it's worth it. I heard this thing and it was like, I'm a Taurus, that's my horoscope sign, so it was like Tauruses have a hard time making friends because that means they have to get out of their comfort zone and leave their house, and they don't do that, which honestly true. So I have a really hard time making friends. I hate leaving my house. I hate getting out of my comfort zone, but that's where you're gonna find people that have a very similar mindset to you that are going to be beneficial to you. So definitely put time into making friends and fostering friendships because it's only going to help you and it's going to make you feel better mentally, emotionally. It's going to make you feel more fulfilled. I don't need to tell you why friends are important, but finding like-minded ones are going to help you achieve your goals even quicker because you're going to be more motivated. So like I said, you need to start with your health. So physical, emotional, mental, whether that's your environment, your house that you live in, making sure it's clean, adding a few fun things off of Amazon to make you more motivated. Once you do that, you can move on to things like your business, relationship, etc. We already talked about that, just prioritizing. It's okay to take time for yourself. If you need to not hang out with friends for a week, not see family for a week, not go somewhere, take some PTO, do what you need to do to mentally feel okay, physically feel okay, whatever is going on. But don't ostracize yourself. Don't purposely remove yourself from the situation, remove yourself from friendships, remove yourself from social circles forever. That is not what you want to do. It's going to make it even harder. You're going to feel even more mentally drained and you're just not gonna like it. Like, ostracizing yourself is fun at first, and then you hate your entire existence because we're a social species. I don't know. I can't even, that's just, I don't even know what to say about that. That's just, it is what it is, you know? Don't do that. Don't be that person. Another bullet point is life will always get in the way. That it's how you learn to work with it and not against it that matters. You can fight life. You can fight obstacles. You can fight all these things till the cows come home, but it's always going to be like that. I know you're probably like, okay, like, I don't know. Life is not great. It's not always great. It's honestly not. I don't know how else to put that. It's just not a good time. You know, sometimes life takes a different direction and you're like, what the heck? Honestly, like, you may feel like it's unfair, it's not gonna go out the way you planned, whatever, but you need to just go with the flow, work with it, and sometimes I've had to say, like, this is not what I planned, this does not go along with the game plan, but it does now, and move some things around to make it work, and that's okay. So definitely be okay with that, and don't feel like life is out to get you. Just go with flow, go with life and not against it, and then your life will feel so much easier. Like, if you just learn to move with it instead of getting upset every time something doesn't go your way, you'll be so much happier, and then it'll be so much easier to be that girl, you know? Things may not happen immediately, but have patience that it's gonna come. I know I have horrible patience. I just want things to happen immediately, but life, being life, does not mean that you're not gonna eventually meet that goal that you have been working towards. It just means that you have to be patient, and you're getting a lesson in patience. I'm so sorry I can't talk today. I'm not sure why I'm having a hard time speaking. I think it's because I'm stressed, and when I'm stressed, my ADHD is bad, and I have a hard time speaking when my ADHD is really, really bad. Learn to enjoy the journey and not get so caught up with the ending. This is really important. I get really caught up with my goals and like, oh, I'm not going to be happy until I have this, and then when that comes, I'm like, I'm not going to be happy until I have this, and then I'm not going to be happy until I have this. But learn to be okay with the journey and understand that that's honestly the most important part, because your whole life you're probably going to have goals that you're going to be working towards, and the journey is what matters because you're going to be on it your entire life, if that makes sense. Like, you're never going to be happy if you're constantly just hoping for that goal to happen and not content with what you have. The next bullet is find things that not only make you feel like that girl, but that also don't feel like work or a chore. So things that are going to bring you towards that goal that also don't feel like work, that is like the happy sweet spot. Like, if I could draw a Venn diagram and show like that girl things happiness, and then like that middle center is what you want to do for like, so like for example, I love nature, but I also want to hit a certain like physique that is like healthy and possible for me. And so going to the gym feels like a chore, but riding my horse doesn't. So if I go to the gym, or if I ride my horse, I still feel like I am that girl, but I'm not doing a chore, if that makes sense. So the last bullet point that I have is lay the foundation so that the work is easier. So remember how earlier I said I like a clean kitchen? That would be an example. When the kitchen is clean, that means you're cooking more peacefully, aesthetically, whatever. If you're similar to me, that's really important to you. So set a plan of when you're going to clean the kitchen, how you're going to keep it clean, what routine works for you, and then go from that. So it's all about laying the foundation, and then the rest is going to fall into place naturally. Okay, I think that is pretty much it. I am all out of bullet points. Sorry this was a little all over the place. Like I said, my ADHD is kind of rough today. You can also hear my bunny playing in the background. I'm trying to get him to stop, but he's not wanting to. So sorry if you heard that. I think that's pretty much it for this episode, though. I love you guys so much. I really appreciate you listening to this episode and this podcast in general. Like I mentioned, if you want to leave a rating, review, follow me on Instagram and TikTok using the links down below. That would mean the world to me. It helps out my podcast so much. I upload every single Sunday and Wednesday. If you're watching this on a Wednesday night, I hope you have a great night. If you're watching this any other day, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or night. I will see you in my next podcast episode, and I think that's pretty much it. I'm not forgetting anything. So, yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.